Hello everybody, welcome to Midwest Miniature Guys Sunday night chill stream. Not so chill with the little drunken lullabies from Flog and Molly. Hello, hello. How y'all doing? It has been a weekend. I really haven't done a whole lot, which is kind of nice. Yeah. I painted a little bit on Friday. Other than that, my wife and I watched a movie on Friday night, and then I sat around and played video games all day yesterday and then waited until my gig last night. My whole 20 minutes, I can't say mine, but my band's whole 20 minutes that we played at this uh, folk punk reunited show last night down in Minneapolis at the Underground Music Cafe, which is a fun little place. We're actually kind of in the other part of the venue, different stage than the main area, but that's fine. It was interesting. It was fun. We played our butts off for that 20 minutes that we had, and then packed up my little drum kit and went home. I was home just after 11 o'clock. It was kind of nice. So, and then just dinked around today, getting ready for tonight, and yeah, met a client today. He came by and dropped off some minis, which I'm gonna show you some here, and yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Hello, hello. So, I've been working on another batch of the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants for my friend Nate, who has hired me to do so. And I just want to show you where we are so far. So we started with kind of with Magneto, Pyro, and Toad. So here's Magneto so far. We've got the purples and the reds of his costume done. Now we just need to work on his cape and all the other little fiddly bits, more on his belt and helmet and such. So there's Magneto. For Pyro is almost done. I think we've got a couple little things I'm going to do on the flame here. I still got to do his backpack and the cables for that, and then the base. Bases I'm going to do all at once, all at the same time. I think I might need to pick out his face a little bit more. And then we got Toady. We got his purples and his yellows done. We still got to do his hair. Pick out some highlights up some parts of his face, his tongue, the belt, and yeah. So we're getting closer to being done. Here's Juggernaut. Was trying out some new, different metal paints for his armor. I think it's looking pretty good. I think I used mahogany on the outfit, so I got to go through and start highlighting that up. Of course, we got to highlight up the skin. I used the tanned skin from Pro Acryl, and I dropped a couple of washes on it. And it's okay. Like some of the washes came out kind of glossy, which I didn't like, but we're gonna work with it. Cable we're still working on because I need to look up his colors. So he's gonna be. Well, I don't know why I started yawning so much, but he's gonna be fun. He's got a lot of fiddly bits on him. I guess I could do his arm. And then Sabretooth. And I think I did Sabretooth's suit wrong. But I kind of like the tan that I've got. But I think it should be more orange. We'll see. I gotta do one more highlight on the darker browns, and then do his hair, the fur, and we'll pick out a couple of spots on his skin there as well, just for some highlighting purposes. But I think I went more orange on the last one that I did. I should have just looked it up, but I didn't. And then we'll do his claws in black. And then we've got to put together and prime Scarlet Witch still. So, pardon me for just a moment. All right, that's better. So, as you can see, I've got some figures here, and I want to show you these because these are pretty cool. The client that stopped by today created all of these on Hero Forge. He gave me 12 of them, and he said there's 2 more to come, but he created them all on Hero Forge and then printed them out himself. And he was using some black resin, I believe. And he doesn't think that they need to be primed, but I'll probably prime them anyway just to be safe. But look at the detail on these. These are cool. He's got a big snake man. And he's got this kind of cool merfolk kind of a guy. He's even got like the froggy feet with the neat little fins on his back. He's got a scimitar on his back and a really cool trident. He's even got some tentacles coming up out of the base. Just a cool figure. So I'm going to need to clean them up just a little bit. There's still some stuff on the ears. I think this guy's hilarious. I don't know, bard monk with a drum, and I'm as a drummer, I approve. This is cool and interesting at the same time. So yeah, this will be. Looks like he's elven. He's got pointed ears, so we got an elven bard monk. This guy's gonna be a hoot. Look at the chains with the cami on the chains. Looks like she's wearing a leather jacket. And then she's got dynamite and books. That's never a good sign. This guy's pretty cool. He's actually sitting on a chair. Looks like he's got his hand out for something. It looks like he's maybe wearing a ring. Kind of giving me some Dresden Files vibes. A little bit with the trench coat and the tie and stuff. That's pretty cool. Again, more chain work with a very cool spear. He's got a couple of scythes on his side. This is a Leonin, so this is a cat person with wearing a very cool gambeson. So, and he's on that neat display base. I've painted this display base before. This is super cool. But he's added on some more stuff to it. He's got some leaves and stuff that he's put on here, so that's going to be fun. This guy, he was explaining to me, this is a Aormaton. He's playing in a Tal'Dorei campaign, so this is a Warforged or a Aormaton from Critical Role Samurai. So this should be fun to paint up. I can't wait to see what colors he wants this one to be. A couple others that we've got here. Like I said, he gave me 12, and there's going to be 14 of them. Looks like kind of just a big barbarian dude. Pretty interesting. Looks like we might be going maybe African American skin tone. Big old dwarven shield. Interesting big freaking axe. Tiefling with a crossbow. I don't know what class they are, but pretty cool. A female tiefling. Probably the most straightforward elven archer. It's pretty neat. Like the outfit that he picked out for him. Got some mushrooms, lots of mushrooms on the base there. That'll be fun to paint up and then put some grasses and stuff around it. And this is a dual one, so this is when they're like modern, playing a V-shaped guitar, so that's kind of neat. Dig that. And then they said this is when they are in their their costume or superpower or whatever. So it'll be interesting to see what colors he wants for all of these. I'm really interested in painting up that Aormaton. I think that'll be fun. And even some of these other more interesting skin tone ones, like the Snake People, the Merfolk, the Catfolk. All fun, cool sculpts to work on. With 2 more to go. But for now, we're going to keep working on some superheroes. So, let's go ahead and let's try and finish up Pyro here. And we're going to do his backpack. So I want these 2 colors. Alright, so I'm using Corvus Black, which, like I've said before, this is more of a dark gray color. And then I've got Dark Reaper. I'm going to use that as the highlight color. And I'm just going to use that as edge highlighting. With this, I'm going to paint the whole thing. Well, I hope you folks have had a great weekend. Hope you're doing some fun stuff. Played a little Flog and Molly earlier because we're gearing up for St. Patrick's Day. We got a bunch of shows coming up, which is fun. So yeah, we've got, well, we had last night, and then we've got March 11th, which is next Saturday. And then we've got March 17th. That's our big stadium show. We're going to be playing at CHS Field in lovely St. Paul, Minnesota. And then March 18th, we're at Alloy Brewing here in Coon Rapids. And then we have a little bit of a break. And then we play April 15th at Jameson's Irish Pub in West St. Paul. There's our Corvus Black. Alright, we got our Dark Reaper. And like I said, we're just doing edge highlighting with this. So we're just going to go whoop, whoop, whoop. Gotta make the noise too. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Dot, dot. Get that. There. And it's not going to show up super bright, and that's fine. I don't want it to be super bright. I want it to be more subdued because he's very bright. Then I've got a little Nasdrag yellow here. We're just gonna dab it on the flames. Just a little bit. And a little bit up on his hair. Gotta let that dry. So while we let that dry, we are gonna grab some. Where to put it? There it is. This is Reaper's Caucasian flesh. Because Pyro is Caucasian, as far as I know. And we're just gonna dot the nose. Section right there. And a little bit on the chin here. There. I think I'll go ahead and leave the flames as is. I won't go up any. I'll not go up any higher, but I won't use some of the black like I thought I was going to. So we'll call him good. Then we'll just have to dry brush the base. Nope, come on. Get all the sticky stuff off. There we go. Alright, so Pyro is done. Let's go ahead and move on to Toad here. And think what I'm going to do. Game Master's Vault, hello, hello, how are ya? Let's grab some basic dirt here. Better now that your taxes are done, yeah. There you go. Kim was working on some of that today, and thankfully, we have a tax preparer that is awesome. And we let them deal with the headaches. And we've used a professional tax preparer for years, just even before I was doing commissions, so I hope your headache goes away. I truly do. Those suck. So this is basic brown. We're just going to get this all over his hair. Like so. You had quite the shock when your accountant, told me what my bookkeeping software said I made. I was like, no, yeah, not a chance. Yeah. My day job, I should be making a lot more than this job, so yeah, definitely. Sometimes you don't trust the software. There was a problem when you switched your bookkeeping software mid-year last year. Yeah, apparently. Alright, I got that. I don't think I'm going to use the Caucasian flesh straight up, I think. So you spent the last couple of days going through trying to find out all the errors. Ugh, yuck. No thanks. Leave me out of that. Where did I put? That's rosy skin. Where's my tan skin? There it is. You ended up cutting your net income by 16th. Wow. That's quite a bit. Alright, I'm going to take a little bit of tan skin here. Alright, let the hair fully dry. Yeah, I would say that that was definitely time well spent to get that back. Down here in the mouth. And the chin. Alright, oh, we gotta do the arms too. I forgot about the arms. Okay, now we're going to mix a little bit of that tan skin in with our Caucasian flesh. And now I could probably just use tan to highlight, but I want to go up to the Caucasian flesh here. So we're going to mix that. We're just going to hit the eyebrows. The nose. That stupid tongue is in the way. Alright, now we'll go full Caucasian skin. Just the tip of the nose. Little dots of color here. Especially for the highlight. Don't need a lot. There. Well, I tore down my big drum kit today in preparation for St. Patrick's Day, because I'm going to be using that. Gotta have the big kit for the ball field. Alright, so I'm grabbing some woodland brown. I'm going to mix that into our basic dirt. Like so. Yeah, it was weird taking it down after having it up for like 3 years down here in my basement. And to get it back into its padded cases and all that was very strange. I got a couple more pieces that are out in my other carrying case. I'm gonna add to it. Got a couple more symbols and stuff. So yes, we are playing on St. Patrick's Day at CHS Field in St. Paul, right after the St. Patrick's Day parade. So it's going to be a heck of a time. We're going to be right on the concourse. There's going to be food and vendors and drinks and all sorts of fun stuff happening at CHS Field. Parts of the members of the Northerly Gales are going to be performing before us, and then we play from 1 to 3. So we are pretty freaking hyped about it. And for me, the great thing is we don't have to go play another place. We just play that, and then we go home. I'm sure the rest of the guys will probably go find a bar or something to go be at, but as for me and my family, once we're done there, as we're not big drinkers, I'm sure my daughter will, and her aunt and uncle will probably hang out down there. But I'm pretty sure my wife will be going to be like, alright, we're done, we're going home. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. Have a professional sound guy. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, you're pretty close there. We should stop by. It is a ticketed event. I think it's, if you go right now, it's $10 online. It's $15 at the door. Might be backwards. Might be 5 and 10. But I think it's 10. I think it's 10 or 15. But it should be a ton of fun. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to be right behind home plate on the concourse, playing out to the field. So as people are coming in, we're going to be blasting into the ball field. But they're giving us a nice little stage, and I'm hoping that's going to be warmer than 30 degrees out. And not snowing in a couple of weeks. Yeah, it is on St. Patrick's Day on the 17th. Right at, well, we go on at 1 o'clock. But the whole thing starts off at noon. Or 12:30 or something. I think it's noon. Your daughter's birthday. Well, happy birthday to your daughter. It's a great day to be born. It is a family event. So if you want to bring the fam out, please do. There. Got his hair all done. I think what I might do is grab a little bit of this and mix it into this. Just a little bit. Come on. Because I want to do one more highlight. One more. There we go. She'll be 27 this year. Holy cow. Yep, my daughter will be 23 this year. getting married next year. Yikes, you're old, yeah. Tell me about it. There we go. Now his hair's all highlighted up. That's much better. Much, much better. Your mom had you when she was 17. My oldest daughter was born when I was 21. You turned 50 this summer. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll be 48 this year. So, totally get it. I don't know how old my mom was when she had me. 20-something? And she had my sister when she was 30-something. Yeah, my daughter was born when I was 24? Yeah, because she was born in April. But yeah, 24. I was 24. Wife was 23. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of this Corvus Black since we still have it out. We're going to do this belt with this. Mix a little bit of that Dark Reaper in, just for one quick highlight. Here's my linen white. What I can do is, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of this linen white for his eyes and also for his tongue. And then we're going to use some, where to go? We'll use some Volupus pink. Volupus pink for his tongue. Give it kind of a wet look. Alright, we gotta let that dry. So while we do that, we're gonna work on Sabretooth here. Grab our tanned leather. That's what I was using. His outfit. Like I said, I still think I screwed it up. It should be okay. Okay, this has helped. This is nice. Okay. Good, good, good. So we're getting all kinds of stuff done tonight. Might get Sabretooth done. Not sure if we'll get Magneto done, but we'll definitely get some of these others actually finished up, which will be good. And I'm just hitting the highest of highlights with this color too, just to make it pop a little bit. Especially up here on the shoulders. His large pectoral muscles. Giving him that high contrast comic book kind of a feel is what I'm trying to do. So I want to go like this. There we go. There. Alright, that looks better. I like the way that tan looks on him. And now, from some Scrag Brown, this is brand new paint. Haven't even popped it open yet. Alright, now we just need to highlight the inside of his uniform here. And get the ear, right top part of the head here. Neck muscles. So I had finished up the Blob and a couple others for Nate. I took him to Con of the North with me because I knew that he was going to be there. And he picked him up, and he had his youngest daughter with him, who's been getting into the game. And she saw him, and she let out such a maniacal little evil giggle when she saw them. I was like, whoa, okay, kiddo. She was like, it's like, wow. Someone can't wait to play this game. And it's like, oh yeah, she's been enjoying the heck out of it. Like I can hear. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, I'm gonna try these little stripes here. There's that. So I've been going through and I've been trying to complete some of the challenges on Red Dead Redemption 2. And I've gotten quite a few of them. The one that I was trying to do for most of the day today was win a couple of rounds of dominoes. I have played dominoes. I do not remember how to play dominoes. I do not know how the scoring works. My wife, who has played dominoes, was sitting there. Of course, she was playing another game of herself on her tablet. And I kept saying, I don't think this is working the way I think this is supposed to be working. Because people are scoring on the stuff that I'm putting down, and I'm not scoring anything. Now, had won a couple of rounds just because I ran out of tiles. But I think that's going to be one of the hardest challenges in this game for me. So I'm thinking I'm going to leave that one alone for a little bit. I'm going to work on a couple of others. I still have to, and I hate doing it because I'm on the open play right now, and I hate doing it because I've been playing John as more of the upstanding citizen gambler type. only shoots people when they pull their weapons on him. But one of the challenges is you have to rob 4 stores in one day. I'm like, man, why couldn't I have done this as Arthur? But I gotta give it a shot. I gotta try and do it, which means I'm gonna have to try. It's gotta be like Saint Denis, because they got shops, and I gotta try maybe Strawberry, because they've got the general store. Basically, try to hit all the general stores. I think is gonna be my goal. Alright, we've got that Scrag Brown done. I think that's as high up as I'm gonna go on that. This might be a short stream if I keep yawning. There we go. How many workers do you think a lord's estate would have? Let's see. Going from highest to lowest worker. Highest, your seneschal or your major domo. So there's one, plus his underlings. So you would have him, who would be the person that would help take care of the estate. Yeah, you have the butler. You have your butler. So your major domo or your seneschal, your butler, your head maid, and then all the other maids underneath her. Your head cook, your sous chef, and then the other cooks underneath them. Because you'd have somebody that would, oh, they're in charge of the salad, they're in charge of this dish, they're in charge of the pastries, whatever. I have thought about this because I have somebody that's playing a lady in my my game, and so I've had to come up with who all is part of that. You'd have your blacksmith and their apprentices. You would have your stable master, the stable boy, a couple of stable boys or girls, depending on how you want to play. You would have a groundskeeper. You would have a gardener. I guess groundskeeper and gardener are the same, but then you would also have your farm. Like you would have the fields that would be tended. So you'd have a farmer. You would have you would also have a seamstress or a tailor that would be part of that as well, because they would be part of the livery that they would wear. Somebody would have to sew that. They would also have to mend any clothing that the lord would rip, lord or lady and their children would rip. So there'd be a cobbler, unless there was a cobbler in town that they go to or whatever. That's up to you. You would have a falconer. You would have a huntsman, and you would have a kennel master. You would have a raven's keeper for messages, unless they were using pigeons or anything like that. So a lord's keep would probably have, well, and plus any guards. So you would have a captain of the guard. You would have a head's guardsman. Then however many guards for the the castle or keep or whatever. I guess it really kind of depends on how big their domain is. Is it a small, you know, small keep? Is it a large keep? Is it a castle? Is it a manor house? So it kind of would depend on the size, because they would also have to house all of those people too. So you would have a barracks, and you would have servants' quarters and stuff like that. And then out, outside of that, you would have the peasantry, the common folk that would run the farms and whatever outside of that, and pay the lord's taxes, to him. So you're talking, maybe 50 to 100 people. It is a lot of NPCs, but you can kind of do they do this, if you want them actually named, that's up to you. I just tend to do some of the more, like, the heads of those departments, and like their number one underling, and then everybody else is like, oh, we hired her as a cupbearer, or we hired them as a maid or a serving person, or one of your PC's grandparents are nobles about 5 miles outside a large city. 5 miles outside a large city is not that far away. So it kind of depends on how big you want their estate to be. Does their estate bump up to the walls of the city, or is it a small manor house with, say, 50 acres? No? Okay, yeah, I would make it kind of like a small manor house, and they have, say, 20 to 30 people under them that are the groundskeepers and stuff like that. Or maybe if they're an older noble family, maybe they don't have that many people anymore. Maybe the PC has that, or maybe they are a house out of favor with the king. They race horses. Okay, well, there you go. It's good to have that kind of background type of stuff, to know kind of what you want to put into it. I've watched and read a lot of Game of Thrones and noble houses type stuff, like the Tudors and even what was it called, the Borgias, and kind of coming up with, especially for the person that's playing a lady that's taken over this abandoned keep and have had to go get their patents of nobility and stuff like that. It's like, okay, well, here's what you got to do. Here's what you have to have. Here's the upkeep on your keep. And she's got a little bit of a her hands are a little tied with how much her keep and the area that she controls grows, because she's inside we play in Faerun, so she's inside the crypt garden, and there's a tribe of werebears that live north of her, and they're like, we don't mind if you grow a little bit. You can take X amount of trees, but if you encroach on our stuff, we're gonna have issues. And she's been very good with trying to do that. You're trying to keep it to 9 photos as a reference for the player. I have 2 spaces left. Maybe a houseboy and stable boy. Yeah, I'd say houseboy, stable boy. If they raise horses, do they also have like a, maybe the stable master is stable master / huntsmaster or forester. But yeah, definitely a manor boy. and a stable boy. Oh, that's what I would put it as, or even like the houseboy slash stable boy, and then you can have somebody else that's like, um, oh, what am I trying to think of? Serving girl, you know. The butler and maid spend about half their time attending the lord and lady, the other half cleaning. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So we're using a little bit of blonde shadow here for his fur and his hair. Groundskeeper does groundskeeper stuff. Yep, yep, yep. I'd say go and watch some Game of Thrones, or go and watch what's that one BBC show? Oh shoot, what was it? What was it called? Anyway, I can't remember what it's called right now. It was very popular. Started with a B. Brighton's Manor. Blah, 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 blah. Bridgerton. Well, Bridgerton, you could watch that. Um, Downton Abbey. Thank you. Downton Abbey. Good grief. I never watched it, but I was like, there's so many different servants that are in that show as well, probably, that you could glean from. Yeah, never desired to watch it. It was a little too stuffy for me, but that would be, I mean, just any kind of period piece to see what servants a noble house had. Get his little mutton chops here. Oh, they're not really showing over there, so that's good. I'm to try and do that. Get right back in there. That's kind of what we're going for. Gotta let that dry. I should dry them pretty quick, but I do want to put a wash over the top of it. So I definitely gotta let that dry. However, we can do his eyes real quick. Haha. Even got his teeth. Alright, so that's dried. Now for the wash. In the wash we're going to use some Reikland Flesh Shake because I want some red in there. We're going to use a nice big brush. Because we can. Like so. Alright, so there's that nice red wash. And we'll let that dry. Alright, and then we'll grab our Volupus Pink. And we'll do Toad's Tongue. Toad. Come on, Toady. There. Sorry, I was off camera there for a second. we go. More little spot right there. Yeah, that's a great color for his tongue, that volupus pink. I'll get a little bit darker down here at the base. I'm going to try and take a little bit of this Corvus black and do his eyes. There we go. Alright, so Toad is done. Pyro is done. We just need to paint the bases. Like I said, I'm going to do all the bases all at the same time, so we're using the same colors. Alright, is he dry yet? Nope, not yet. Okay. I'm going to use my trusty pen on his eyes here. There we go. Nope. Come on, in focus. There we go. I gotta wait for that to fully dry before I start doing any highlights. So I need to look up. Okay. Images. Bother, his cloak is in purple and not red. Boo. Oh, I should do those in red as well. Son of a gun. There's little panels that are inside his bracers. I guess his hands were purple too. Darn it. Oh well, it's my take. It's my take, darn it. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Alright. Do it that way. But I'm doing a different purple. Painting it in a different purple, darn it. Monarch purple. Royal purple. Witchcraft purple. That's the purples that we're going to use on the rest of Magneto here. Blah, 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 blah. I want to be sedated. Boo. That's all I gotta say about that. Alright. Start off with our Monarch purple here. Do his belt, the edge of his belt, because we already did the inside of his belt. Because I thought I was going to get lucky and be able to do like some silver and stuff. No such luck, Buttercup. Which is fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. And we also got to do the little design on his helmet. Time to grab the big brush. Grab in the big brush. This will give him some kind of contrast between the purples anyway. So he's not just the same purple all over the place. Makes it more interesting. Alright, I think I can get out of here. I know where I'm going with him now. Come on, knock it off. Stupid phone. Definitely going to have to let this dry before we go any further on it. Alright, we're going to give this a second coat so I can still see some black poking through. I definitely want more purple showing. Even though this is a very dark purple. You can almost say it's a deep purple. hush, hush. We are not going to say that. Ding. The fries are done. Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done. Alright, that's a very neat purple. I like that a lot. Built up that color well. Be fun to start highlighting it. So, while we wait for that to dry, we're going to go back to this section. Build that color back up more because there's still some black showing through. There. And I'm going to go back to our Pyrrole Red here. Because that's what we use to do the highlights for him. And we'll do the insides of his boots, because he's got these little areas right here that are actually red. So we're going to fix that. And the same with his bracers here. Yeah, that makes it pop a little bit more. Alright. A little bit of this. Guess I need to highlight his face here. Do his nose, his chin, a little bit right there. Right there. See if we can get his upper lip. Paint not wanting to come off. Come on, I can't try that freaking fast. I don't want to flood the eye with linen white here. Come on. There we go. Okay, before we keep going on his cloak and stuff, we're going to go back to Sabretooth here, because he's all dry. Grab a little bit of blonde highlight, mix that into our blonde shadow. Start highlighting up this fur area here. these highlights done here. There we go. Now it's starting to pop. And now for some straight up blonde highlight. Oh, it's a big hair. Come here. There we go. Forgot he had eyebrows, so I want to make sure I get those in. There. Using a little Corvus black here for the claws. All right. We're getting stuff accomplished. Yay. He is done. Excuse me. We're going to grab some royal purple now. We'll work more on Magneto. Hey, Tux. We are working on some Brotherhood of Evil Mutants again. We've got another commission to do that. So right now I'm working on Magneto. And I will show you the others ones here in just a second. So yeah, here's Magneto. And then we got Pyro. Finger out of the way. And we got Toad. And we still got to paint the bases, but we got Sabretooth. Thank you. Yeah, I really like the purple on Magneto. It turned out really well. Still working on him. Then we're painting another Juggernaut, so I'm working on him. Then we're gonna have. I've already done Blob, and there were 3 others that I had that I gave to Nate already. There was Blob and oh shoot, what were they? Anyway, there was 3 others that I got done. So then we've got Cable, which I need to look up more colors for because I don't know what all colors he is, except for his arm I know is silver. So I gotta look that up. And then we've got another Scarlet Witch to paint, which I still need to actually put her together and then primer. And like I said, we're gonna do all the bases at the same time so we get all the same colors. I don't want to open that yet. Thank you. I'm glad they look good. Like I said, now we're doing some royal purple. We already did monarch purple on the cloak here. Now we're going to do royal purple. Using the big brush here to make the job easier. These are not WizKids models. These are Atomic Mass Games. They have put out a game called Marvel Crisis Protocol, and they have a ton of Marvel superheroes. So they're nice hard plastic. Rather than a Bones or a WizKids material. Which makes the details pop out a lot better. Hope everything's going well with you, Tux. It's good to see you. Oh, yeah, in El Paso. Nice. Hopefully it's warm down there. You live in Louisiana. What am I talking about? You guys been having great weather down there. We're gearing up for yet another snowstorm this week and this weekend. I got another gig to play on Saturday night. I'm hoping I'm not going to have to drive through a snowstorm to get there. Also hoping I'm not going to freeze to death for our St. Patrick's Day gig. So if you're the guys of the praying type, pray for some warm weather up here in Minnesota. That'd be great. There was snow you needed to monitor out there. Oh man, yeah, just getting dumb. Just tired of snow. I'm tired of cold. I'm seeing a bunch of other people around the country that I got friends with that I'm friends with. They're like, oh, it was 50 today. Spring's on the way. Yay! And I'm like, it's 30 here, and we're snowing again, and we live in an icy hell. Yeah. Ugh. All right, that's a really nice kind of deep, dark purple. Now I'm going to use some Witchcraft Purple, which I'm not a huge fan of the name, but what are you going to do? Yeah, cold, wet days are the worst. Ick. I grew up in the Seattle area, so I know cold, wet days are just gross. Alright, let's try and finish this up, shall we? Tuck says he's trying to make the best out of it. Living out of a studio hotel room is kind of meh for 17 days. Hey, at least it's just 17 days and not, 6 months. Construction's already behind, so yeah, it may have to be there longer. At least you got a full fridge, stove, and oven. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Not the nicest, but it's better than normal. That's good. Tux, what kind of construction are you in? It's like residential or commercial? And if you can't or don't want to say, that's cool too. I was just asking. Oh, that's right, you're an archaeologist. They are repairing a video surveillance tower in an archaeological site. So I'm just there to record anything that may come up during construction. Oh, that's right. That's cool. So what archaeological site in El Paso are you looking at? Like, I know there's like a ton of archaeological digs and stuff like that. It's weird to think about that, like here in the U.S. But we should. We should definitely be doing stuff like that here because there's so much so much more history here than we think about. Like, oh, history in the U.S. didn't start until 1776. Well, that's kind of a load of crap. You think the Native Americans would have something to say about that? Oh, gotta read back. It is actually pretty cool. The location of the pass they used to get across the Rio Grande from Spanish colonial times on, how El Paso got its name. It is also the location of an old hacienda and mill of Simeon Hart. Oh, that's neat. That's cool stuff, man. El Paso, the pass, of course. And the location of the original old Fort Bliss that they established to guard the pass back in the 1800s. Oh, super cool. I'm just trying to smooth this out a little bit so you don't see too many brush strokes. There. Like the purples there. And it's a little bit different than the purples that I used on his outfit. That cape is really gonna cape kind of sets it off. It's subtle, but it's definitely not as bright as the purples that are on his outfit, which is good. That's what I wanted. So cool. I'm happy with that. Alright, the rest of this is just going to be dry brushed, so I'm going to pop him off my holder. Oh, that's what I was going to do too. I'm going to use a little Yandan sun here. I'm going to turn this car door into a taxi cab door. Just a wee little bit of yellow. Just like so. Bam. This actually goes with Magneto too, so that's why I'm doing this real quick. And this is the color base that we're going to go off of. Alrighty folks, it's almost 10:30. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it for the evening. Hope you had a wonderful time watching. Hope you have a great first part of your week. I'll be back here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock for some more painting. Probably going to work on Cable tomorrow and some other stuff too. So, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, happy painting, folks. Bye.